I'm in the desert.
I'm in the desert. Very good. What do you see in this desert?
Nothing, just sand and dunes.
Sand and dunes. In this desert, do you feel that you have a body? Look down at your feet. Do you sense any?
No.
No. Very good. So if you have no body, you'll be able to move easily throughout this desert and dunes. So I'd like for you to just begin to just discover what's there, what's around you. You can zoom out a little bit and see where this desert is.
I see a little hut.
I see a hut. Very good.
Kind of round.
A little round hut. What's it made out of?
It's made out of some sort of like sticks.
Is this
like bamboo, kind of.
in bamboo? Is it in the desert or somewhere else?
It's in the desert.
How big is this hut?
It's small.
Do you see anyone around this hut?
No.
No. How do you get inside?
There's like an opening. There's no door.
No door. So let's see if we can go inside the opening and see what's on the inside.
I just see a hammock.
What's this hammock made out of?
Like twine.
What else do you see?
There's a little place for a fire, but there's no fire. And I think there's an old lady sitting there on the floor.
What does she look like?
She's very small, dark, long hair.
What color is her hair?
Dark brown.
How is she dressed?
She's wearing something like a very old raggedy tunic. Kind of dirty.
Yes.
Her hair is also kind of dirty. And she doesn't look very happy or very kind.
Let's find out a little bit about this lady. How did she get to be in this little hut in the desert?
I think she's lived there since she was young. I feel like she was a very beautiful lady. Young lady.
Very good.
I feel like she was happy. And there may have been a family with her.
All right, so let's find out a little bit more about her. I'm going to count from 5 to 1, and let's go to her past, to when she was happy and beautiful. 5, moving through time and space, finding that time. 4, getting younger and younger. 3, 2, and 1. Be there now. Where are you?
In the house.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see the outside. It's just the room where she is. It's a wooden floor. Kind of like just a regular wall, not wood.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more.
I think there's music.
Mm-hmm. What kind of music do you hear?
Old music, like old from maybe the 30s.
Mm-hmm.
It's nice music. It's kind of peaceful. She seems happy.
What does she look like now?
She seems taller,
Mm-hmm.
thin. Her skin is sort of luminescent.
Mm-hmm.
She shines.
Mm-hmm.
And she's happy. She feels very happy.
Does she have a family?
I don't see anybody.
Mm-hmm. So I'd like for you to just zoom out and let's see where it is that she's living. Zoom out a little bit. What kind of house is this?
Looks like a townhouse.
Mm-hmm.
A cobblestone street.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see anybody with her. I don't see her outside. I just see her inside this room. It's almost like she's not really, like, she doesn't have a body.
Mm-hmm.
Like a physical body, but she's there.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like floating in the same spot.
Yes.
In the same room. But she's happy. She feels really happy.
Mm-hmm. So let's find out if she's ever had a body before. I'd like for you to go to that time to see when she had a body. See it now.
Okay, so there's this woman. She's thin. She's dressed nicely. Nice clothes.
Mm-hmm. What kind of clothes is she wearing?
A long skirt.
Mm-hmm.
And a blouse, long sleeve. She's wearing a belt.
Mm-hmm.
And a hat. The hat has feathers.
Mm-hmm. Is she indoors or outdoors?
She's outside in front of the townhouse. She's walking.
What happens next?
I think she has an umbrella or something in her hand.
Mm-hmm.
And she's just walking down the street. She's happy. She's alone. She's young.
Yes. How old is she?
She's maybe 23.
Mm-hmm. And I'd like for you to see what year is this. I'm going to put my hand on your forehead and I want you to see the year. Look at the numbers.
1829.
Mm-hmm. 1829. Very good. In what place is this?
It's a city.
Mm-hmm.
There's a row of townhouses.
Mm-hmm.
And on the other side, it's a park.
Mm-hmm. So where is she going to?
She's just walking down the street. No, doesn't seem like there's any specific direction.
Mm-hmm.
She's just there walking.
So I'd like for you to just advance the scene and let's see where she goes today. Where does she go?
A shop.
Mm-hmm.
She's looking at hats.
Mm-hmm.
She's just trying them on. I think there's a man coming into the shop, and she turns to look at him, and she's smiling.
Mm-hmm.
She's happy.
Yes.
Showing him the hats.
Who is this man?
I guess her husband.
Mm-hmm. So I'd like for you to go ahead and connect with this other man, and you'll understand who he is, what his name is, what she calls him.
John.
Mm-hmm.
It's her husband.
Mm-hmm. How does she feel with John?
She's happy.
Very good. Very good. So let's go to another scene to find out more. I'd like for you to go ahead and close that scene and move now to another scene in that same lifetime when something very important is happening. Be there now. Where are you? Indoors or outdoors?
And indoors.
Mm-hmm.
She's in bed. She's crying.
What's happening?
I think she lost a baby. She had a miscarriage.
Mm-hmm.
Just a lot of blood on the bed. And she's screaming. She's calling him. And she's trying to reach out, looking at the door, but he's not coming.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no response. He's not there.
What happens next?
She's very sad. She gets up and leaves.
Where does she go?
She goes across to the park and just keeps walking, not paying attention to anything or anyone. And she just walks and walks, and the park had trees, but she just kept walking. She walks and everything turns like the desert.
Mm-hmm.
So she reaches, somehow, she reaches a desert. And she finds this little hut.
Mm-hmm.
That's where she lives.
So I'd like for you to go to the last day of her life in that lifetime. I'd like for you to just close this scene and go to the last day when she is alive in that body. Tell me where you are.
She's sitting under a tree near her hut.
Mm-hmm.
And she's breathing really slowly, like she's about to die.
Mm-hmm. What is she thinking about?
She's thinking about her husband. She's dreaming about the child that she lost.
Mm-hmm.
She's feeling sad she didn't have a good life.
Mm-hmm. So I'd like for you to go ahead and see her take her last breath. And tell me what happens next. What happens to that spirit? Where does it go?
She's up she's in space.
Mm-hmm.
She's flying really fast.
Mm-hmm. Where does she go?
She's going past a bunch of stars.
Mm-hmm.
She feels free.
Mm-hmm. Let's see what destination she reaches. What happens next? Does she meet anybody in space?
No. She's in some sort of there's a space like a room, but there are no walls.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a rectangular table. She just stopped there.
Mm-hmm. Is she alone at that table?
Yeah, it was empty when she arrived.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some people coming, just sort of appearing by the side of the table.
Mm-hmm. What do they look like, these people?
There's no heads,
Mm-hmm.
just like broad shoulders.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of like they look like a triangle.
Mm-hmm.
So really broad at the top and then just narrow at the bottom. And there's some sort of like this kind of fabric that's covering them. It is sort of flowing. You can see it move when they move.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any legs I don't see heads.
How many do you see?
4.
So 4 of these triangle beings?
Yes.
And what role do they play at this table?
They're the ones who sent her. I don't know. I feel like that's me. Because I feel like I want to say they sent me to live in that house and then in the hut.
Let's find out why. Why were you sent to live in that house, in that life, losing that baby?
Oh. I needed to experience pain.
Was it physical pain or emotional pain?
I think both. But the emotional was stronger than the physical.
Yes. What was the purpose of having to experience that pain?
To learn what people go through.
Was this the first time that you had been on Earth?
I think so.
So do you believe that you learned what this physical and emotional pain was all about? Did you learn the lessons you came to Earth to learn as this woman?
I'm not sure. They feels like they wanted me to experience the pain and come back more serious. But it's like I'm sort of saying, okay, I experienced the pain, emotional and physical, and it's bad, but now I'm here and I'm happy again. So sort of like I'm back to where I started. They thought I would be more serious, and I'm not.
So what are they trying to teach you when they come back to them? Are they trying to change you? Or to have a different outlook?
They thought that if I experienced that, I would be more understanding of other people's pain. More empathetic. And I feel like I'm the same. I have the same feelings that I had before I had that experience.
So what's in store next in order for you to learn? What did they tell you?
We'll go back.
Do you get to choose the circumstances in which to go back in?
I don't think so.
Do you agree to these experiences? Are you willing to learn?
Reluctantly. Not really interested, but I obey.
So what happens next? How do you get to go to the next life? Are you prepared in any way?
don't see myself making choices or thinking about where to go or what to do. I just feel unhappy that I have to go back and start over. But I don't know where.
All right. So let's see what happens next. I'm going to go ahead and count from 1 to 3. When I get to number 3, you'll be at that next lifetime. Take a deep breath in. 1, 2, and 3. Be there now. Where are you?
I think I'm like an archaeologist. And I am...
Are you male or female?
Female.
Tell me what it is that you're doing.
I am in... I think it's Egypt. Digging graves. Looking for bones.
Are you by yourself or are there others with you?
There are others with me. There are 3 other men. And they're just clearing the sand off some bones.
What kind of bones are you finding?
Human. I'm more interested in listening to music than looking at the bones.
So are you listening to music there?
I have a radio and I'm listening to the music.
What kind of music are you listening to?
It's like music from the 30s.
See how you're dressed. What do you look like?
I'm wearing boots. Like high boots. And like khaki pants. Like a beige blouse, long sleeve. My hair is blonde.
How long is this hair?
Shoulder length.
What do you look like?
The white skin, blue eyes. Pretty.
What do they call you?
Anne.
So, Anne, are you a lead archaeologist or are you working with the men?
I'm working with the men. The lead archaeologist is not there.
How do you like what you do?
I like it, but I rather be dancing and listening to music.
Good. So let's find out a little bit more about you. And now let's close this scene and let's go to the place where you actually live when you're not working. See yourself there.
Well, I'm in the same place, but I'm in a like a desert, but I'm in a tent.
In a tent.
It's like a white tent. It's big. I see a table and a radio and like a very small area in the tent where there's like a stove.
Do you live there by yourself or are there others that live with you?
Mm-hmm.
Look around, see if there are any other indications that may tell you of your arrangement.
I think there's another woman there.
Mm-hmm.
We share the tent. She's quiet.
Mm-hmm. Take a look at this woman's eyes. The eyes are the window to the soul. Do you recognize those eyes in the lifetime of Yolanda?
I think it's my brother.
Mm-hmm.
My little brother.
Very good. Is there anything else that you find in that tent that's important?
No.
No, very good. So let's close this scene. And I'd like for you now to go to another time in that same lifetime when something very important is happening. Be there now.
There was an explosion at the site.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
Some people were injured and taken away. But my roommate died.
How are you feeling?
Oh, shocked. Oh. I'm sad that she's gone. I feel like I never had a chance to tell her how important she was to me, to have her in my life. And I feel like I never got a chance to learn anything from her. I'm very sad about that.
Yes. So what does that teach you about this?
That I should express my feelings the moment I feel them and not hold back until there's a better time or a better place.
Very good. So let's close this scene and let's move to another important scene in that same lifetime that impacted your life. Be there.
I'm back in a big city. I think in the States. Somewhere like a big city. Like Chicago. There's a lot of cars.
How old were you there?
Like 35. And I'm just walking, thinking about what all the things that happened at the site, and mostly the things that didn't happen. So I feel a lot of regret. I'm alone, and I miss the times when I was working with 3 people. These were 3 men, never really said much. But it was comforting to see them there. And I knew that they listened to me sing and they watched me dance, and I sort of felt like I was entertaining them because they were working so hard. Mm-hmm. I was supposed to work too, but I just wanted to be happy. Mm-hmm. And sweating in the sand, looking at bones, didn't feel like a happy thing to me. Mm-hmm. But I was there, so I thought, okay, at least if I don't do that, I'll just try to make them happy somehow. And I thought playing music and being happy and dancing around would alleviate their pain, because it was painful to be there.
Mm-hmm. So, Anne, what do you do now in Chicago? How do you spend your time?
I see myself in some sort of office, mm-hmm. typing, just putting papers in the typewriter, and my fingers move, but my mind is not there. Mm-hmm. I'm not happy. Not happy.
So I'd like for you to move forward to the next significant event in that life to kind of explain how that whole life has gone.
Mm.
Where are you?
I'm in a hospital.
Mm-hmm. How old are you there?
I feel like I'm around 70.
Mm-hmm. What's going on with your body?
I can't move it.
Mm-hmm.
It's painful to walk. It's painful to sit or lay down. Mm-hmm. Nothing works.
What has happened to your body?
I just feel like I have something like arthritis all over my body. It's just I can't move. Mm-hmm. And when I move, it hurts. And I don't want to live like this anymore. So I feel depressed. I feel like I just want to lay down and stop breathing.
All right, so I'd like for you now to move to that moment where you take your last breath and detach yourself from that body. No longer entrapped in that body. Tell me what happens.
I feel like my soul is floating over that body, mm-hmm. looking at it. My soul doesn't I don't feel as happy as I was before. Mm-hmm. I feel sorry for that person or that life and how things went. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry it didn't go better.
So you can look at that entire lifetime. What was the purpose of living that life? What did you come in knowing?
Learning to be alone. Mm-hmm. And empathy.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that you learned that in that lifetime?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So I'd like for you to go ahead and leave that body and tell me what happens next. Where do you go? Where does your soul travel to?
Floating over an ocean. I feel not as happy as I was before with the four beings. I felt I was very young and happy. This time I don't feel as happy or as young. I feel a little more mature.
Yes. So where do you go?
Flying over the ocean. The ocean is, it's almost white. There's hardly any color. It's like a very, very light blue, almost white. And at the beach, the waves turn into some sort of foam. There's a lot of trees on the beach, like a thick forest.
What else do you see?
I'm just staying above the water. I don't go into the forest. I feel like I don't belong there. I'm not supposed to go there.
While you're floating above the water, do you have any type of body?
No. Nothing.
So let's see what happens next. I'd like for you to just advance and see, where does your soul go to after this water?
I go away from the shore, go deeper into not in the ocean, but above, but just deeper, like out to sea. And I see...
What do you see?
There's a floating something, like it looks like a triangle.
Get closer to it and see what it is.
It's like an upside down, like a upside down triangle. I don't know, like the bottom is just the one tip, and there's stairs. I've seen this before.
Describe it for me.
I saw this. It's a set of crystal stairs that are above this ocean, not touching anything. So the stairs go into this crystal structure. There's no door, there's no windows, I don't see any openings.
What's inside of this crystal?
But I can go in. And inside there's just some sort of, like a podium in the center of the room. And it's all crystal, like translucent, shiny, like a diamond. But I don't see anything or anyone there. It's just me floating around this podium. This doesn't feel like a house.
So I'd like for you to connect with the crystal. The crystal always has consciousness. I'd like for you to connect with the consciousness of this crystal and find out what this place is.
This is my home.
Mm-hmm.
This is like I think it's like a ship
Mm-hmm.
that comes to this ocean to just float above it. And it is my home, but the ship belongs somewhere else. I don't know where, but I think there are others that go to different places.
Mm-hmm.
This one is mine.
Good. So if this ship is yours, you'll be able to activate this ship and take you to where your home is. Go ahead and see how it is that you activate this ship.
I just stand in front of the podium and put my hands on it.
Mm-hmm. Take a look at your hands and tell me what they look like.
They're like the podium. They're like crystal.
Mm-hmm. So your hands are crystal?
My hands are crystal.
Mm-hmm. Does it have fingers?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. How many fingers do you see?
4.
Mm-hmm.
They're long.
What else do you notice about your body?
I don't think I have one. I just have... All I see is arms with the hands, with the 4 fingers, long fingers, and this shiny kind of robe. No legs, no body, but I feel like there's something. It's almost like it's not a body. It's there's no head, but there is. I know that's me. That's me, but I'm different. I'm like kind of like a bright kind of gas.
A bright gas?
Yes, but it sort of takes a form. To me right now it looks like sort of like a human face and no body, just a face, like a head. Very kind of like a ghost. Not very clear, but I can see it. It's sort of like iridescent, but the arms and the hands feel heavy, like they're very heavy crystal. And they just sort of came out when I touched the podium, but when I went in and I was floating in or floating on the ocean, there was nothing, just this ghost-like feeling of like a bright kind of something, like smoke or gas or something like that.
Good.
That's what I am.
So let's find out a little bit about you and where you're from and why it is that you've experienced these human lives. What was the need for you to experience them? I was young and needed to, like a young soul, kind of like a baby. And I needed to grow and learn
what it feels like to be in pain, to be alone and to be happy.
Okay. Why is it so important for you to feel all of these emotions?
Because if I don't, I won't be able to help anybody.
Okay, very good. So let's find out a little bit more about you. I'd like for you to go ahead and close this scene, and let's move forward to the next important scene of that lifetime of this soul in the crystal. Be there now.
I'm moving from I guess it's like a ship. Same place, same podium, but I'm moving across a long hallway to a bigger kind of ship.
What does that ship look like? Is it also crystal?
Crystal, but it's green. Mine has no color. It's all clear and shiny. Different little colors like a diamond, but this one is all green, like a dark green.
Can you see through that crystal?
No.
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 So what is in this dark green crystal that you're going to?
There's some... I feel like there are some beings in that room. I don't see them. I know they're there. They feel very, very tall and very, very thin.
What do they look like? How can you describe them?
I don't see faces.
Do they have bodies? How do they represent themselves?
They're like me.
Okay.
No body.
No body, just a long fabric?
It's not a fabric, it's more like some sort of gas.
Okay, very good. So these very tall, gaseous beings, how many do you see there?
There's 5 in front of me. And I think there's 2 behind me.
And who are they to you?
I think they're my family. There are no voices. No one is saying anything. I'm not either. But I think we sort of communicate with feelings, or maybe telepathically.
So what feelings or ideas are you getting from them? What is the reason for you coming here to visit them?
They asked me to come home they want to tell me how they feel about me. I feel very anxious. I feel like I've been away in school and I'm finished and I'm coming home and they're gonna tell me how I did. That's what I feel. I feel anxious and happy.
So as you connect with them, how do they feel about what you did in these lifetimes on Earth?
They feel a lot of compassion and love. I feel that coming from them.
Yes.
There's no fear. I just feel love. But it's not something tangible. Like they can't touch me, I can't touch them. We just sort of feel the same things.
And you feel compassion and love.
They feel that for me.
What do you feel from them?
I feel love.
You feel love, very good.
I feel they're much, much older than I am. And they just wanted me to, they want me to grow. I have to grow. And they want me to grow the same way, to be the same way they are. They are loving and compassionate beings. I don't know what they are, but they're just beings they feel really good to be around them.
Very good. So I'd like for you to close this scene, and let's go to the scene where you once again leave your family. What happens?
I feel like I'm going to another planet. I am not coming back here.
How do you get to this planet?
I just appeared. I didn't fly there. I wasn't like born there. I just kind of landed there.
What is this planet like?
There's a lot of rocks. It looks like a very primitive kind of place. There's not like cities or I don't see any valleys or mountains or forests. It's just like a sort of flat, rocky surface, and there's nothing on it.
In this new planet, do you have a body there?
I think I do.
Take a look at this body. What do you look like?
I feel like I look like the Hulk. Just big and heavy. Weird. Kind of scaly.
Look at your skin. What is your skin made out of?
It's like it's kind of rubbery. It's scaly.
Rubbery, scaly skin?
Yes.
And do you have a body with legs and arms, or does it look something different?
No, I see legs and arms. They're very short and
Short limbs?
Short, yeah, and stocky.
And stocky. Do you wear any clothing there?
No.
Okay. So take a look at your body. Are you male or female?
I feel male.
Feel male. Very good. Do you have any hair?
No hair.
No hair. So what is it that you do on this planet?
I'm like a guardian.
Mm-hmm.
I protect it and I watch out for others who want to come destroy it.
Mm-hmm.
So it already looks bad.
Mm-hmm. Does it look like it's been hurt before this planet?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't see anything alive.
Okay.
Just rocks, and it's a very dark place, and sort of I see like ashes on the rocks. Nothing else.
Okay.
No water. No light. It's just dark.
So let's go to a time when this planet didn't have all of that ash, when it had life. Go back to that time.
It looks like it was pink.
Mm-hmm.
And there were circles of like little pools of water everywhere.
Yeah, so it's a water planet?
Sort of like water. There's just pools of water everywhere. The surface looked pink. The water looked pink. But it felt clean. It felt alive. And it was bright. Well, it was not dark. It was a little brighter. You could see the pink, and you could see sort of different shades of pink in the distance on the surface. I guess we go from pink to peach, like a salmon color.
And when this planet is like this, are you there as the guardian?
No.
No.
I just live there.
You just live there. Are you there by yourself when this planet is alive, or are there others with you?
I think there are others, but not where I am.
Okay.
I think that where I am is sort of my property. And so I just live there alone, and I live off the pools of water. I'm a little different. I'm not like short and stocky.
What do you look like?
Scaly skin. My skin is still scaly, but smooth and pink. And small, thin.
And you're thin.
I'm thin.
Okay. Do you feel like the same person?
I
The
do.
being? All right.
I do.
So let's move forward to the time in which everything happened to change that. Be there now. What caused the change?
Something that looked like big rocks just crashed on the surface. They just came out of nowhere, out of the sky, and crashed. And when they crashed, the pink surface and the water died.
So the pink was alive.
That was alive. So, yes, it was alive. It was like a living entity, the whole planet, like a one big living entity that beings like me lived on. But yeah, big rocks.
Very good. So now let's close that scene and let's move to the next significant scene in that lifetime when something happens.
I think the people died.
Mm-hmm.
I jumped in a pool of water.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a very deep, it just took me to like a deep sort of tunnel.
Mm-hmm.
And I just sort of kind of like floated on this tunnel under, it kept going deeper. And everything was vibrating, and then it stopped. So when the vibration stopped, I stopped moving. I was sort of still in the tunnel, and I sort of started crawling back out to the surface. And then when I came back up, there was nothing left, just rocks.
Mm-hmm.
And it was dark, no more water. And when I crawled out of the hole, which there was no more pool, just a hole in the ground, my skin changed, my whole body changed.
Okay.
It just got really, like it was, stocky and
mm-hmm.
dark and scaly.
Okay. So now let's go to the last day of your life in that lifetime. Be it the last day.
I'm sitting on a rock. And I'm thinking this is probably the rock that killed my home.
Mm-hmm.
But there's nothing I can do. Everybody's gone. I'm the last one here. And now I want to go.
So take your last breath in that life. Separate your spirit from that body. And you can see that life, that planet from a different perspective. What have you learned from that lifetime?
I have to take care of things that are important.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of the home where I live, because it's helping me survive.
Mm-hmm.
If I let it die, I'll die with it. Need to do a better job at taking care of the important things.
So as you look at that lifetime, I'd like for you to tell me, how is that lifetime affecting the lifetime now of Yolanda?
I think she wants to make sure everything is done and that it's done right. She feels there's no room for error.
Mm-hmm.
And if there is a mistake made, it'll be disastrous for everyone, but not just for her, but everyone around her.
Is that why she overworks? Why she stresses herself out?
Yes, she wants to make sure that if people don't do their part, she feels like she's got to do their part as well as hers.
Mm-hmm.
So she works hard.
Is that benefiting her health? for example?
No.
No. She's always rushing. She's unable to relax.
She knows. She knows she has to stop.
Mm-hmm. What's keeping her from stopping?
Fear.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about that fear.
She's afraid that her whole world will crumble.
Mm-hmm.
And the planet will be destroyed eventually.
Mm-hmm. Does she see herself as a guardian of the earth too?
Yes. Yes, she feels she needs to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
But she feels alone, like she's one in a sea of billions of people who don't care.
Mm-hmm.
And she's trying to do more and more and more. But she feels like she's losing the battle. She's afraid it's going to be all destroyed.
Is it possible for her to actually win the battle by herself?
No.
Mm-hmm. So, what is the actual reason why Yolanda came into this lifetime? We know that she came here a couple of times to learn experience, to learn feelings, understanding people. Why is she here this time?
She's here to be happy.
Is she being happy?
No.
No. It seems like her whole life she's been running away. Things have been happening to her to not be happy. Why is it that she's had so many dramatic experiences her entire life?
Yes, because she's stubborn.
Mm.
She knows what she has to do. And she resists.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to go a different way that she thinks will be better, but she knows it's not the best way.
Who is she resisting?
Logic.
Mm.
She knows somehow her soul knows what she's supposed to do. She's not following directions. She wants to do it in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
Because she thinks that she can do it, but deep down she knows she can't.
Mm-hmm.
She can't.
So what has this resistance caused her whole life?
Happiness.
Mm-hmm.
She just gained loneliness.
She gained loneliness because she feels unloved. She feels alone and unable to express love. Where is that love?
She's afraid of love.
Mm. What happens when you love?
She doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. Now, we saw in that lifetime in which she felt very, very sad because she lost her baby. How has that life been impacting her now?
She felt pain when she had kids and then lost them.
So really she relived the same thing, didn't she?
She did, but
in a different way.
Yes, in a different way and much worse.
Why did she choose such a hard lesson this time?
She's a stubborn soul. Needed to learn the hard way.
Yes.
The first one was painful, but there was closure. The child was gone.
Yes.
And he was a bright spirit that went home. This time there's no closure. And it's years and years of pain.
What can she do now to have closure? Take a look and see what's inside of her that's keeping her from having that closure.
Fear.
How should Yolanda move forward in her life, in her relationships, in her job? How can she use this experience now to express this love inside?
She needs to slow down. Pay attention to everything that's around her. No more rushing. Just enjoy everything. Slow down. And express your love.
Very good. So I'd like to know, take a scan of her body and see if there's anything in her body that is keeping her from accomplishing what she needs to accomplish. Let's look at her health, look at her body. Her body should now be shining bright. Is there anything in her body that is keeping her from actually slowing down and doing her work? Take a look.
The lower back.
What's going on in the lower back?
It's very painful all the time.
So let's take a very, very intense look at the lower back and tell me, what does it look like in that lower back? How is it representing itself, this pain?
It looks like there's like cobwebs all around.
Cobwebs?
Right. They're just holding everything in one place, stiff. So when she tries to move, she has to take a step back and hold herself back because it hurts.
Okay, so let's find out what those cobwebs are. I'd like for you to just dive deep into that lower back and see what these cobwebs are made out of. What are these cobwebs?
Like steel ropes.
Did she create these steel ropes? Take a look and see. Why are they there, these steel ropes?
They were put there.
They were put there. Let's find out who put them there. I'm going to count from 5 to 1. When I get to number 1, we'll be at the point where you'll see who put them there. 5, going through time and space. 4, to the moment where those steel ropes were put there. 3, 2, and 1, be there now. Where are you?
I'm in this place. It's like a foggy kind of ship. And these same entities that look like triangles, dark. They're They're not happy. They're sending me away. But they're putting these things on my back because they need me to learn how to break them.
So I want you to look deeply into these triangles, and you'll be able to feel with your own soul who these triangles are. Are they benefiting you?
No.
No. Who are they?
They're strangers. Don't want me to shine.
Don't want you to shine.
No.
And these cables, are they connected to anything?
No.
No.
They're I think they're part of who they are. But they're sort of like independent.
Okay. Now I want you to tap into that knowledge base to see if you agreed to work with these entities. Did you sign some sort of contract with them?
I don't think so.
Okay. So I'm going to go with you now. And I want you to go to this council of beings right now. And with all of this knowledge, I want you to now address them. And I want you to demand that they appear as they truly are, not hiding. And tell me what happens.
They're just light. They were hiding behind these triangle figures. But behind that, they're light.
Now I'd like for you to connect with them and ask them why it is that they're doing this to you against your free will.
No one else will.
Why is it necessary for you to have that?
Because it makes them feel better.
I want you to use your own reason and logic. Are you here to make them feel better or for you to feel better?
Me?
So now with your free will, I'd like for you to go ahead and ask them to remove all of those steel cables.
They don't want to.
Of course they don't. But this is your body and your free will. I want you to bring up more strength and demand that they remove those steel cables.
They won't, but I think I can do it myself.
Very good. So go ahead and begin to remove all of those steel cables and give it back to them. You don't need them anymore.
They're off.
They're off. Very good. So I'd like for you to thank them for allowing you to do that. And can you forgive these beings for doing that?
Yes.
Can you understand that they wanted to feel happy? They wanted to feel good?
Yes.
All right. Are you willing to now move forward with that happiness yourself?
Yes.
Okay. So what would we like to put in that space of those cobwebs, those steel cables, to help you heal that spot? What color can we use? Light. What color would be a healing light?
Purple.
Purple, very good. So I'd like for you to go ahead and begin to shine a beam of that purple light into that space. And let's begin to expand that light, filling all of the spaces where that steel cables were all connected. And as that light penetrates, feel how it comes back to shape. How all of the cells are now feeling relief, feeling happy, feeling flexible. Very good. And now let's take a look at the rest of the body and see how that body looks. How does it look now?
Looks good.
Looks good. Very good. Now the next thing I want to address is that voice in her head that keeps telling her she's not good enough. Can you tell me who that voice is?
I feel like it's the voice of my grandmother.
Mm-hmm. So let's find out what's going on with your grandmother now. Which grandmother?
Virginia.
Virginia, very good. So let's find out about Virginia. I'm going to count from 1 to 3. Let's speak with Virginia. 1, 2, and 3. Virginia?
Yes.
Are you Yolanda's grandmother?
Yes.
Yes. Tell me, Virginia, why is it that you tell her all of these things?
Because I'm angry at her mother.
You're angry at her mother. Now, Virginia, when your body died, where did you go?
I went to space.
You went to space. And what happened after that? Did you go to the light, Virginia?
No.
No. Where did you go instead?
I stayed here.
You stayed here. Did you attach yourself to your granddaughter?
I did.
Mm-hmm. For what purpose, Virginia?
To make sure she knew she's not good enough.
Mm-hmm. How old was she when you attached to her? Don't worry about whether you were gone or not. How old was she when you attached to her, that voice?
10.
10. So ever since she's been 10, you've been telling her she's not good enough?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Is it true that she's not good enough?
No.
No. So you've been lying to her all this time.
Yes.
How does it make you feel when you tell her she's not good enough?
Makes me feel good.
Mm-hmm. Why is it that it makes you feel good?
Because I was told that I wasn't good. So in order to feel good, I have to make someone else feel bad.
So that's the definition of a bully. You've been bullying your granddaughter all these years.
I've always been a bully.
Mm-hmm. And the reason is you've been holding all this pain, haven't you, Virginia?
Yes.
Yes. But you see, you're never going to feel better by bullying others. You're only going to feel better by finding that love within you that you've been avoiding all this time. Look at inside of you, Virginia. What is it inside of you that's making you hurt so bad?
The same thing that everyone else is feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Rejection.
Who rejected you?
My father and my mother.
Mm-hmm.
And my sisters.
Virginia, from this point where you are as a spirit, you can look back not only at their lifetimes, but beyond, and see what happened to them. Did someone reject them?
Yes.
Yes. So you see, Virginia, you're carrying the pain of everyone else. You are blaming them for something they didn't even know how to handle. Can you forgive them for that?
I forgive them.
Mm-hmm. So I want to go ahead. I'm going to put my hand over you, and I want you to give me all of that pain you've been holding of being rejected, of not being loved, from people who didn't even know how to love you. Give me all of that. You don't need that. Pull it all out. Tell me when I have it all, Virginia. Pull it all out. And as you pull it out, you'll notice it's coming out of your mom and dad and all your ancestors. Pull it all out.
Okay.
Very good. Let's send it to the universe for healing. And now in that space, Virginia, that's so big, such a hollow space where you were holding all of that resentment and anger, what would you like to put instead?
Light.
Let's put lots of light in there. Fill that space with light. And I want you to find that light that's been right inside of you all this time. Fill it with that light and see it get growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And feel that light where it's coming from. This is God's light, Virginia. How does that feel?
Good.
Good. Is this what you were looking for?
Yes.
And now with that God's life within your own heart, look at what you've been doing to your granddaughter.
I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Forgive me.
Yolanda, can you forgive your grandmother for not knowing any better?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So, Virginia, are you ready now to finally go home to the light?
I'm ready.
Very good. So I'd like for you to go ahead and detach yourself from this body. Where were you holding on to?
Her hand.
Mm-hmm. Detach. And I want you to, Yolanda, to look inside and make sure that she is not connected to your mind, to your body. Disconnect all the cables holding on to this spirit. And Virginia, I want you to look around and see your guide that's waiting for you. Tell me when you see your guide.
I see him.
What does he say?
Come home.
Very good. So tell me when you get there, Virginia, who's there waiting for you?
My father.
Mm-hmm. What does he say to you?
I love you.
Wonderful. Virginia, may the light of the universe always accompany you. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And as we close that portal down, I want you to go ahead and look at your entire body. Look at all your chakras. Illuminate your chakras, and let's begin to spin those chakras. Sealing your aura completely. Making sure there's no tears. And I'd like for you to go ahead and disconnect from all of those past lives. Taking only the information you need and disconnecting any connection with them. And now I'd like to ask, is there anything else that I didn't ask that you would like to tell Yolanda at this time?
No.
No. Are we complete?
Yes.
Very good. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Wow. Let's switch out those stones. They're probably on fire, huh?
No.
How do you feel?
I feel pretty light.
Pretty light, huh? Light as a feather?
At least feel good.
Mm-hmm. Let's get you grounded.
Oh.
What do you remember?
I remember the dead kind of planet.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember the crystal ship. That was a ship.
Yeah, interesting, huh?
That was my home.
Yeah.
And that was my family. Yeah. That was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Felt so good to float over the ocean. Like a white ocean.
How long do you think the session was? How did it feel to you?
Quick? This felt quick.
Mm-hmm. Like how long?
Like 50 minutes.
50?
Yeah.
Mm. We're on an hour and 56 minutes.
No. Wow. Oh.
A little longer than you expected, huh?
Yes. Well, because I'm always rushing, I thought, okay, I'm just going to get through this really fast and then leave really fast. That is ridiculous to rush through everything.
Is that what you're learning? Stop and smell the roses.
Yes.
Enjoy each day.
Yes.
Yeah.
And enjoy my family.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think? You want to share this?
Sure, yeah, if it's going to help.
We'll take out some personal parts in there, but I think these past lives were pretty amazing.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Very vivid.
I feel like I know what I look like. Well, it's not this. It's
different.
Still small though, petite, but really happy and bright. I like that.
So you're going to embody that now?
I am.
Wonderful.
Yes.
That's great. Pretty wild, huh?
Yeah. I never thought I could even see anything. And this whole thing with my family, yeah, it's mostly my mother's lineage. My mother, her mother, even her. My great-grandmother was a nice lady, but still.
So you see that you carry all of this like in your DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So when you heal your DNA, it goes all the way back. You're helping all of your ancestors, and you see it's been following you from lifetime to lifetime. All of this same thing.
Right.
So how does your head feel now? Do you feel like you have that voice in your head anymore?
No. Goodbye. Yeah, this feels good.
The voice was telling you you're not good enough, you're not good enough?
Yeah. No, that's gone.
Wow.
That's gone.
Crazy.
Yeah.
So when you came here, Yolanda, you were afraid of falling asleep.
Yes. I knew I was going to fall asleep. I couldn't sleep last night.
And did you fall asleep?
No. I don't think so. No, I think I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight.
Yeah, yeah. How does your body feel? Your lower back?
That feels good.
Feels good.
Fine.
What do these cobwebs, these steel things look like?
They just looked like chains. They were just intertwined, and they were thick, black, kind of like steel.
So when you went back to see these beings that kept bringing you back, what insight did you get from them?
I felt like they're sort of doing the same thing I'm doing, just trying to feel better, but using other experiences and other people.
Yeah. So they weren't,
even if it hurts them.
Right. So they weren't really like the good guys. They were kind of like entities that were just throwing you back.
Yeah, but I don't think they were bad either. I think they just didn't know.
They didn't know any better.
Didn't know any better.
Interesting. Huh?
They weren't really. I didn't get the feeling that they were
bad. They were just like
hurt me.
Yeah, they just didn't know.
They wanted not evil. Yeah, they just didn't know.
They just didn't know.
They just wanted to feel good, but they didn't know, and I think that's why I came the second time. They wanted me to go back because they felt that
they hadn't gotten enough experience.
Yeah, and they weren't feeling good about what I did, so they wanted me to do it again and do it better.
And this time,
yeah, this was it was better. Yeah,
it was better. Wow. So, how do you feel?
I feel so light and so relieved, and I feel like a fly. Like if I wanted to right now, I could just
let's not jump out the window or anything. No. So, do you feel that you were hypnotized?
No.
So that was one of your main fears. You told me before we started that you felt you were going to be out of control and that you couldn't come out of trance.
Right.
What do you feel now?
That I was completely in control the whole time and that I wanted to continue. There was a point where I felt like I really needed to get up and go to the bathroom, but I didn't want to interrupt. So I felt like, okay, I can hold on a little bit longer because this is really wild what I'm seeing and feeling, and I don't want to stop it.
It's like not getting up from the movies, you know, going to the bathroom in the movies because you don't want to miss a spot.
That's it.
Interesting. So yes, when you're in hypnosis, you are totally in control. You know what's going on. It's more like a daydream, right?
Yeah.
But you did great. You did fantastic.
It was wild. I thought I was just going to see myself walking happily in some, like Little Red Riding Hood, and then the big bad wolf, and oh my God, life is horrible. But, you know, and I'm so happy. I was so happy before, and I'm so cute and sweet. But it wasn't like that at all.
No. And what's interesting is when you first started, you were just seeing this woman in this hut. You were basically an observer of her life. And then when you got to the beings, you realized, oh, that was my life.
Yeah. I didn't think that was me. I just thought I was watching at some sad old woman.
Interesting, huh?
Wither away in the desert. Yeah.
Interesting.
She wasn't pretty either, but I think it was just all the pain,
the sadness
she had experienced. It just made her feel and look like nothing almost. Yeah.
So do you recommend this?
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Now that you've done it?
Yes. I'd like to do it again.
Where are you coming from?
I'm coming from New York.
From New York?
Yeah.
And we have met each other before. Yeah. Where did we meet?
In the Weehawken gathering. That was amazing too.
So tell everybody, did you enjoy that?
Yes, I actually did. I had a little experience sort of seeing myself as somebody else, like a man with big feet, and I wasn't sure if I was a caveman or like an American Indian. And towards the end, I think I was an American Indian living in a cave. And I had a wife, and then the white men came and wiped everybody out. and I was the only one left.
So during these gatherings, we do a past life regression. We do an intense exercise in the morning, and in the afternoon it's all about past lives and future lives and meditation and really cool stuff that we do. So do you think that helped you prepare for this one?
It did.
Yeah.
Yes, and also listening to the meditation, your meditation.
The guided visualization is a good one.
That helped me a lot.
Good, good. Now, if you want to have a session with me, just go to my website, albaweinman.com. You go to the hypnosis page, and there is a link there for my newsletter. You have to sign up for my newsletter. That's the only way to get sessions with me. The newsletter comes out about once a month. And when it comes out, you got to be really, really fast. You have to click on those links really quickly. And it brings up a calendar for only the sessions that I have available at that time. And each newsletter has a different calendar. So you can't go back, and once those dates are gone, they're gone. When did you get this session?
It was at the Weehawken gathering. I saw the email right at lunchtime. And first I saw it in Spanish, and I clicked on the calendar, and there was a Friday available, and I thought, perfect. Clicked on that, it was gone. But then I looked at other dates, and then this one was available, and I got it.
There you go. So don't give up. If it's supposed to be, it will be. It's divine timing. It's not rigged for people who are at the gathering. It just happened that we had 3 people at the gathering get sessions, and or maybe even more that they're not saying. But anyway, I hope to meet you at one of my events if I don't see you at a session, and go to my events page and see where I'm going to be. I'm going to try to do more of these so that I can access more of you and meet more of you. So it'll be great. Thank you for watching this. This was really an intense one. It was long and it was really involved. So thanks for sticking with me all this time. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh.